started off in this industry as an apprentice over 40 years ago. Okay. You hear me?
Okay.
Thank you for inviting me to Rome. I started off in this industry over 40 years ago as an apprentice. I'm proud of it. I then did a degree and an accountancy qualification. I was fortunate enough to work to a very large company, Trust House Forte, for 25 years, and then managed to buy a third of it and then sell it on to Sodexo. So I've had a very lucky career. I was then invited by the Labour government of 1997 to become their tourism advisor. As I said, I know nothing about tourism, but I do understand hospitality. 2 or 3 years after that, I then changed sides and became the chief executive of the Hospitality Association. We formed a tourism alliance, and I now chair also a body called the Skills Body for the sector. Now, some of the advantages that we have gained during this process is recognizing that education and skills, first of all, should be dealt on a sectoral basis. And the government now has something like 13 sectors across industry, recognizing that education, training and skills are different maybe for the car industry, the engineering industry, the IT sector, than the service sectors. And then within services, fashion and retail is different to tourism and hospitality and leisure. That was a big plus. We then decided, what do we want to do with this sectoral approach? And having listened to some of the ministers talk before me this morning, I'm reminded of Ronald Reagan in 1984's most famous statement. The most 9 dangerous words in the English language are, "I'm from the government and I'm here to help you." The point I'm making is industry should get off its backside in the main, find solutions and give those solutions to government, not the other way around. How can you expect a minister who might be running health one year, education another year, tourism the year after that, to understand the technical solutions for tourism? We should be giving those solutions to ministers and then work out how best to apply them. So what we did was we interviewed the whole of industry to say what matters, what is important on education and skills. And it came down to 4 very simple thrusts that industry wanted. One, we wanted to ensure that we had the right curriculum in colleges and schools relating to tourism. And in that, there was a view that tourism, the name, was a problem because tourism isn't an industry. Tourism is an aggregate of a series of activities: hoteliers, restaurateurs, tour attractions, visitor attractions, even the retail sector, a whole range of different subsets, and the only common feature is the customer, the tourist. So tourism as an industry is a misnomer. So first of all, it's ensuring that you've got relevant curriculum in colleges and schools relating to our sector. Secondly, then, having appropriate qualifications. We found we had 550 different qualifications for the sector. Industry had completely lost credibility and they had no probity. So less qualifications with probity that means something. Thirdly, we wanted a simple workforce development plan for the industry and the country. How many chefs, how many waiters, how many managers? What people do we need with appropriate skills and qualifications for future needs of the industry? And fourthly, overarchingly, as a growth sector, we have to attract better people to the industry with more skills, and we've got to keep the good people we've got. So those were the 4 key thrusts that we wanted as a sector. So we then set up a body to deliver this, a skills academy for the sector, which I chair, made up of industry bodies, started off with public funding, but now private sector driven, private sector led and private sector financed as well. And we're focusing on just 3 simple issues. First and foremost, you want skilled managers and supervisors for the sector. They are the most important people. It's like train the trainers. You can't get anything right unless you've got the right leadership skills in your team leaders. Secondly, a recognition of improvement required at craft level, whether it's waiters, whether it's chefs, whether it's the people producing something. Always a problem getting more people into craft level. So through modern apprenticeship programs, more craft skills. And the final thing was, what makes tourism, hospitality and leisure successful, what singles you out from your competition is service. Above all, it's the level of service. So it's about putting through a whole range of a new qualification for people on the job, service delivery, the people who interface with the customer. That's what matters. And that is being done on the job. So that is the thrust that we are doing. And my final comment always is in people development, skills development, it is the primary job of the employer to do that. They employ them, they get the benefit. Government's role is to basic education, incentives to do that. Yes, tax helps to do it, but never let employers get away from their prime responsibility. Thanks.